Cruise news, a popular cruise ship captain has died. We're going to get you the information on that. Additionally, we have cruise industry news on price increases, stranded passengers, shark attacks, a ship on fire, and a whole lot more. We're going to get you all this information fast coming up. Welcome to Travel Scouts. My name is Jason and we are your cruise information channel. We get you the cruise news and information you're looking for quickly without wasting your time. So if you love cruising, consider subscribing. Okay, as of right now, I have the top 16 cruise news headlines. Let's go ahead and pop into this with number 1. Carnival Cruise Line has received some major recognition. Yesterday, USA Today announced their Reader's Choice Awards and Carnival was recognized as the best ocean cruise line. These awards are based upon the votes of the readers. If you would like to see the full top 10 list, I will put that list down in the video description. Number 2, there is a cruise line that will begin home porting in Port Canaveral beginning in May, but US cruisers will have a hard time sailing with them. Maybe you're up for the challenge. The cruise line is Marella Cruises, and Marella is a UK-based cruise line that caters primarily to European cruisers. Cruising with Marella will be a challenge because most of their bookings are packages that include airfare, and the only flights offered are from UK airports, and you are required to have a valid UK address for the booking. That could be a challenge for a few of us. Moving on to number 3, Norwegian Cruise Line's newest ship, the Norwegian Prima, has returned to New York City. The Norwegian Prima will be doing cruises from the Manhattan Cruise Terminal to Bermuda between now and the middle of May. The ship will then head to Europe for its summer season. And then number 4, results have been released on the cruise ships that are searched for the most on the internet. Here are the cruise ships most frequently searched for each of the 4 largest cruise lines. For Royal Caribbean, it is Wonder of the Seas. For Carnival, it is their Mardi Gras cruise ship. For Norwegian, it is the Prima. And for MSC, it is the World Europa. If you want to see the full list of the top 25 cruise ships most searched for, I will put that in the video description as well. Next, number 5, just a reminder that Carnival Cruise Line will begin increasing their daily gratuities starting this Saturday, April 1st. The rates will be increasing by $1.50 per person per day. Standard staterooms will go from $14.50 to $16. Suites will go from $16.50 to $18. Carnival Cruise Line already increased their daily gratuities fairly recently. They did so on May 1st of last year. Number 6, Ritz-Carlton has begun construction on a ship aimed to be the most spacious ever for its passengers. The space ratio of a ship takes the overall space or volume of a cruise ship called the gross tonnage and divides it by the passenger capacity. It's just one way to get a feel for the overall size of a cruise ship compared to each passenger that's on board. Ritz-Carlton's new ship will be called the Yoma, and its construction should be completed next year. This new ship will carry only 456 passengers, but it will have a space ratio of 103. To put that into perspective, Carnival's mega ship, the Mardi Gras, has a space ratio of only 34. And the largest cruise ship in the world, Royal Caribbean's Wonder of the Seas, has a space ratio of only 41. Ritz-Carlton is going after some records. Okay, I've got at least 10 more cruise news headlines to share with you, including the top headlines of the day. But I have a quick question for you. Speaking of the size of cruise ships, what is your favorite size of cruise ship? Is it A, large ship, B, a small ship, or C, just one that floats? Chime in below. I will enjoy reading each and every comment, but now on with the cruise news. Number 7, Holland America is bringing back a passenger favorite. Holland America asked their frequent cruisers what one thing they would like to see added to the ships, and the overwhelming response was libraries. Holland America had previously removed their libraries and had replaced them with Microsoft Studios, where they offered onboard technology workshops. When will the ships be receiving their new libraries? Well, Holland America said they will be outfitted with these new libraries as each of the ships goes into dry dock. Number 8, Carnival Corporation has given a business update for the first quarter of 2023. How are they doing? Well, here are a few highlights. First, they had more bookings this quarter than any other in history, so that's good. But next, they still lost almost $700 million, so that's bad. They also noted, however, that their occupancy levels for the first quarter were 98%, and they expect 100% this summer. So it looks like some good news mixed with some bad news. Number 9, a U.S. passenger on board the Viking Polaris cruise ship has been severely injured. The Viking Polaris was on a cruise to Antarctica at the time. Passengers were getting on a Zodiac for a sightseeing excursion, and the Zodiac was overinflated and ruptured. One passenger flew several feet into the air and landed on the deck, sustaining severe injuries, including a broken femur. Another passenger was thrown overboard into the freezing water. The United States Coast Guard investigated and found that Zodiacs on board were inflated to almost 3 times more than the manufacturer's recommended PSI. Number 10, Carnival Cruise Line brand ambassador John Hild, in his awesome comedic way, has reminded Carnival passengers about the toilet paper requirements on board their ships. Simply put, it is essential to use the razor-thin toilet paper already on the cruise ships. If you use your toilet paper from home or wet wipes, there is a good chance it will clog the toilet for you and the other cabins in your section. The onboard plumber will hate you. He will have to get his long glove and stick his arm into a pipe full of the devil's dumplings to fix the issue. For the good of the plumber, let's obey the rules. Moving on to number 11, U.S. passport processing times continue to rise. If you need a passport, it is best to get started soon. Routine applications are now taking up to 13 weeks. Expedited services are still taking up to 9 weeks. The wait time for passports has increased by about another 2 weeks since the last increase. Number 12, American Cruise Line has announced their longest cruise ever. It will be a 60-day adventure called The Great United States. It will explore 4 major rivers and 20 states across 4 time zones. There are multiple voyages. The first departs in August of 2024. Number 13, the Spirit of Boston cruise ship has caught on fire. The Spirit of Boston is a 4-level dining vessel that operates from Boston. The ship caught on fire while docked this week. Heavy smoke filled the ship. Firefighters were able to extinguish the flames. The cause of the fire has not yet been reported. Number 14, a cruiser on board a P&O Cruises vessel has been stranded in the Philippines. The cruiser was on a 100-day world cruise at the time. The passenger was not feeling well and the onboard doctor sent them to the local hospital in the Philippines. The hospital would not let them return to the ship and the ship left without them. The cruiser is seeking to get back home, but he is afraid to fly. Now there is another cruise ship coming in April, but P&O will not let the man board because of his medical issues. And then number 15, there is all kinds of shark stuff going on. Carnival Cruise Line has canceled shore excursions for a location in the South Pacific because of recent shark attacks in the region. Closer to home, several weeks back, a 19-foot-long great white shark decapitated a diver in Mexico's Tabari Bay. Now, I have seen sharks before while on a cruise snorkeling excursion, but for those of you that may be concerned, what is the true risk of getting bit by a shark? Well, data has recently came out for 2022, and for the entire year, there were 57 unprovoked bites worldwide. Unprovoked meaning they weren't fishing or baiting the water. Florida led the way with 16 of the 57 bites. Australia had 9 bites. There were another 25 shark bites across 7 additional states in the US, and there was only 1 unprovoked fatality. This was in Hawaii. And the good news for cruising is there was not really any shark bite activity that was reported in the Caribbean. So I'm not sure what this means for you. For us, we do a whole lot of our cruising in the Caribbean, and there doesn't seem to be a whole lot of risk for shark bite there. However, I'm still going to be on my toes because I really don't want to be shark bait. And number 16, one of Royal Caribbean's renowned captains has passed away. Captain Ron Holmes was well known and loved in the industry. His wife Carol has reported that Captain Ron has died at home with her by his side. Captain Ron had been battling with cancer, and that was the cause of his death. Okay, subscribe and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with the latest cruise news and information. The next video will be coming out soon, but until then, keep on cruising, and we'll catch you in the next video.